everyone, it's Kirsten here. Sorry this is a bit random today with my new setup, and also my uploading schedule has become rather random because, to be completely honest with you, my life has been a little bit crazy since I performed Serenade a couple weekends ago, and then I've been out of town on the weekends, and that's usually when I get a lot of this like filming and editing stuff done. So it's been a little hard to have a consistent schedule. But I'm really working on that because I want to consistently upload videos. Sorry, I don't know why I went and looked out my window, but I was going to say I switched my setup because it's getting dark outside with the reverse of daylight savings time. So I tried to get some better lighting here, and I thought it'd be nice with my little pictures in the background and my succulents that my sister gave me. Although this one is it's pretty sad. But anyway, this is a huge tangent. But I do have one more tangent. I did want to thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart for your really kind feedback that you gave me to my video of the footage of me dancing. And I just was so touched by that, and you guys were so nice. I knew that it wouldn't be anything vicious or nasty because, like I said in that video in the intro, I know that this community of people that watches my videos are so nice and so kind, and just generally great. So I wasn't worried about getting super nasty comments, but still, you guys blew me away with how nice you were. I really appreciated that, and I might do more dancing videos in the future because it was so well received. So thank you for that. Anyway, today's video will just be a quick little thing where I give you my tips on how to best deal with injuries while still continuing to dance. And this is something that as you get older you will become very familiar with, and of course I don't wish injuries upon anybody, but when you do get serious about ballet, it's common for overuse injuries to happen, or you have little accidents because you're tired or something like that. So I'm just going to give you my tips based off of my vast experience in this area on how to best deal with injuries while you are still able to dance. So first off, I want to tell you that you really need to take care of yourself above everything else. Even if you're in a training program or something like that, it is important to push yourself, even if you're in a little bit of pain. It's part of the profession to push through it to some extent. However, you really do need to pay attention to your body and take this very seriously. Like, really pay attention to what is hurting and learn what your limit is, and ask yourself questions like, is this soreness? Is this recurring pain? Is it very sharp pain? Does it feel like a muscular or a bone injury? Or start to investigate areas in either your technique or just investigate things that happened to you over the past week, like did you fall, to try to get to the bottom of what is happening. Because even when you go see a doctor, I find that a huge thing that happens with dancers is we're always looking for a band-aid, so to speak, to put on our injuries without actually investigating the source to see why that happened, to prevent it from happening again. And this is something that as a young dancer, I underestimated a lot. I underestimated it a lot, and a lot of other younger dancers do as well. Regarding their longevity, a lot of us think, oh, well, this is just one time, it'll get better and I can just move on. The sad thing is that a lot of times when you injure something one time, the likelihood that you will do it again gets much, much higher every time this pain or injury comes back. So you really do need to be careful. And remember that your body and your longevity is worth more than one run of a piece, or one class, or the last 15 minutes when you're doing petit allegro. It's worth more than that. And you should really have the confidence to be able to communicate with your teacher. This is the most important thing. Communication is key. Now, when you're in a company, class is more for you. It's like you're in charge of your own body. If you don't do jumps, whatever, as long as you can perform well in rehearsal, that's fine. But I know from experience, like being in a conservatory, because I danced at Houston Ballet, and they take injuries very seriously. Like, I got to a really unhealthy place because I was constantly pushing myself past my limits and fooling myself into thinking that pleasing people where I knew I wasn't going to get a job is it's worth much more than my longevity. And I do have chronic knee problems that were perpetuated because of that. And I really wish that I actually listened to my body and had the guts to say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I do need to take a few days off. Instead of what I did was constantly push through the pain, pretend that I was fine, and my teachers weren't pleased because I wasn't performing well because I was in so much pain. I dealt with a torn patellar tendon. I had a displaced fibula. I had a lot of different disorders in my knee with lateral tracking, patella alta, if you know what all that stuff is, pinched cartilage, Hoffa's disease, which is where the little fat pad under your patella or your kneecap basically is inflamed and shredded up. I've had a swollen knee for like 5 years. I'm not even kidding. So I'm no stranger to dealing with injuries on a daily basis. Now, what you need to know is, like I said, distinguish what is just daily pain from signs that your body is telling you to stop. And like I said, do not be afraid to communicate this with your teacher at the beginning, at the warning sign. Tell them it's not okay, and then they'll be able, or you have that peace of mind when you do feel like all of a sudden, oh, I need to stop, I need to not do jumps or whatever, that it's okay if you just step out and you might have like a look with your teacher where you exchange this look of understanding, like they know what's going on and you feel a lot more at peace stepping out because you know that they know. So trust me, don't be afraid to communicate with your teachers or your director, whatever it is, because your longevity and health is much more important. Another tip I have is regarding body awareness is you need to see, obviously it'll be really obvious where your pain is, but you need to investigate the areas in your body where you are tight, because a lot of times injuries are coming from overuse. So your muscles are fatigued, something is dysfunctioning, like maybe, for instance, your sacrum is out of place or something like that. One hip is jammed, so one leg is longer than the other. The biggest thing is people's calves get tight. The calves tighten up and then your ankles get jammed. The ankle, when that's off, can often mess up your foot and your metatarsals and things like that. It's all a chain reaction. Realize that even when you do have an acute injury, like say you fall and you hit something, that can cause a chain reaction in other parts of your body. So then you're wondering, like, where's this weird pain coming from a couple of weeks later because you didn't take care of yourself when you fell or something like that. So really acknowledge where you're actually hurting and then examine the rest of your body and see where you're tight. Always try to be loose. Always remember to roll out your muscles, massage, really hydrate, take care of yourself, because that will help you so much, and that'll also help you to prevent injuries later on. And to get more technical about it, as far as covering up your pain with creams or pain relieving pills and things like that, I do think it is necessary sometimes to, take ibuprofen, do what you gotta do. I use essential oils. That's fantastic. Also, if you could get a prescription for, I think it is Voltaren. That's one of my favorite pain relieving creams that I'm using right now. That's not an essential oil. That might be a little bit easier for you to get your hands on. I am planning on doing a whole video about the essential oils that I use, just for your information, but I feel like I need to do a little bit more homework first, just to make sure I'm informed and I'm actually giving you scientific information and not some weird pseudoscience stuff that's very popular to do on YouTube. I don't want to do that. So that will be coming, along with also a video about how to use your turnout properly and maximize your turnout. I was going to do that today, but I'm kind of running out of time here. So I decided to go with this. But anyway, yeah, it's okay to take ibuprofen and all that stuff, but really make sure you are only taking enough to manage your pain. Don't try to numb yourself and mask your pain so much on a daily basis that you erase your awareness for what your body is going through. This is really important. Now, of course, sometimes, like I've been in this place all the time where I'm doing a lot of rep for an upcoming show, and when it comes to the performance weekend, I just really don't want to be bothered with pain or anything that's going to shake me or mess up my performance. So I will take 2 ibuprofen. I will, put those creams and oils like all over my body. I don't want to feel anything, and that's fine because it's just, once every 2 or 3 months kind of thing. But really monitor your use of pills and ibuprofen, things like that, because it can cause things like stomach ulcers. My sister suffered from one of those because of excessive use of ibuprofen. And also things like cortisone shots can help you through something in the moment, but I am really against cortisone shots for the most part because they can disintegrate tissue depending on what part of the body you're putting the cortisone in, and they can mask pain so much to the point, also for such a prolonged period of time, a few weeks, to the point where you can be damaging your body and have no idea, and then you're kind of past the point of no return. My sister also dealt with that problem. So really be cognizant of what you're doing to your body, be aware, take care of yourself, and like I said, to review, communicate with your teachers. Don't be afraid to step out if you need to, but above all, be professional about it. Make sure everyone who is concerned with your dancing, as far as like people who are expecting you to perform, make sure they're all aware so everyone's on the same page. There's no upset, there's no misunderstanding, and so that everyone can stand alongside you in looking out for your well-being. So don't be afraid to take care of yourself, folks. Make sure to post any questions down below if you have any specific injury type stuff. Like I said, also make sure to be rolling out your muscles, be aware of the areas that you are tight, and also the areas in your technique that could be leading to overuse injuries, because most of the time that is the issue. So no pronating your feet, make sure you're turning out from the right place. Just be kind and gentle to your body and practice proper technique rather than, just going for a certain visual effect with no awareness of the way that you're going about it. So that's all for today. I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a good day. Bye!